Woody's at his age.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Jets Afterburners podcast. I am your host, Liam, being joined by not really so much the backup anymore. You know, you're working your way into the offense. You know, you're getting that starting role. Being joined as always by Armand.
Which position am I taking? Am I taking AVT spot so we could have Armand and Armand next to each other side by side? Is Simpson gone? Did I beat out Myers and Tippmann for the center position?
I think you can. I really think whatever you want. You're kind of like the AVT of like with the offensive line. You know, it's like you can play any position at a very high level.
We could get rid of Myers and let's get rid of Ruckert because I could play tight end as well.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Afram saying, "Hello, guys. Armand is in the starting lineup." See, that's what we're all about here. You know, we're all about giving guys chances. You know, Dan will be back. Don't worry.
Made my day because I am not in the mood.
What is going on, everybody? Just want to say what's up to the chat. What's up, Greg? John B said hello to Afram. Well, so the Jets are sitting now at 1-1 on preseason. You know, at really both ends of the spectrum. You know, we had that really wonderful performance against the Green Bay Packers, and then we got completely hosed against the Giants. I mean, it really wasn't even competitive. You know, our only highlight was, you know, putting Abdul Carter on his ass. But other than that, I mean,
I'm not even calling that a highlight.
Exactly, you know, and apparently, according to Abdul Carter, it's gonna be the only Jets highlight of the season. So, you know, we have already reached our high.
He might not be wrong, but you know, that's a long way to go.
There's a long way to go. Can we at least get to week 1? But tomorrow night we have our last preseason game against the Eagles. A lot of the starters are not playing, and it's just so hard. I mean, these are going to be the rough ones, you know, because this game decides, are you going to make the practice squad, or are you going to be working at Walmart next week, you know? So it's like there's really no in between. You know,
and cutting down to 3 games, essentially, maybe you could say the first 2 weeks, hell, even 3 weeks of the regular season is an extended spring training, preseason. You know,
yeah.
And do we really like this first? You know, the starting offense hasn't been in a game for a long time. You know, the Packer game. What the starting offense was? What the first series, the 10-play drive that Field scored a touchdown on?
Yeah, yep.
You know, like even if the starting offense played a quarter and was 2 drives tomorrow, or even let's just say they played a half, they're still going to struggle week 1 offensively with the amount of reps that they still need, and even week 2.
Yeah, really, like the first quarter of the season is still, you know, players are just kind of getting their feet wet. A lot of players don't play. And you're really just still trying to establish, you know, like we have one of the better, if not the best offensive line in football. That might be a stretch, but I have seen that, you know, the New York Jets have the best offensive line in football. That's great, you know, compared to where we were, you know, a couple of years ago. But with that being said,
it's best for our standards. Like the only good thing is most of it's like all young guys.
Right.
Membu, Fashanu, AVT, Tippmann, Myers, and Simpson.
Armand Wyatt.
They're could I say they're like young veterans. Like they're still under 30. Well, Myers is probably closer to 30.
Right. Don't call Armand a tool bag. Not going to do that. But yeah, especially like the first quarter of the season, it's really just everyone's still getting acclimated. Sometimes training camp just isn't enough. But with that being said, there's also there's a lot of moves to be made. We have made some moves. I'm gonna pull that up here real quick. If I could find it here. There's so many dang pictures. We do have a couple moves, by Adam Schefter. These are the trades from yesterday. Vikings trading Harrison Phillips and a 7th-round pick to the Jets for 2 6th-rounders, and the Browns have traded Juwan Briggs to the Jets with a 7th-rounder. How are you feeling about these moves? Just adding some big boys on the defensive line. What are your thoughts on this?
I like the Phillips one. I think he's coming in as the starter to pair with Quinnen. The Briggs one, I don't mind. My question is, was he a roster bubble guy for the Browns? Like, was he going to be a bubble guy for tomorrow? Like, was essentially he going to get cut? Because he could have been a guy you could have waited till next week when you're cutting down the final 53 and signed him instead of, like, I get it. We just swapped day 3 picks,
Right.
but like, could have essentially just waited for him, where Phillips has been a starting defensive tackle his whole career from Buffalo to Minnesota.
Yep.
Get that one. Not saying I hate the Briggs one. I'm just saying, is he a roster bubble guy for Cleveland? And essentially, you could have waited. My big issue is the guys you have here that you brought in, outside of Hunter Taylor, they haven't really shown anything to go with Quinnen.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've seen a couple of highlights that I'm hearing rumors that Michael Clemens is coming along a little bit, but I don't know how much stock you want to put into that. He's been around a couple of years and really hasn't impressed anybody. So,
I mean, I know people are thinking like he's going to make the team, but if I could see him still being on the roster bubble, especially I would rather keep Leonard Taylor and have him because he could be. I feel like he has a lot of pass rush from the inside, similar to Quinnen. He has that potential. So he helps us like being a rusher alongside Jermaine and Will coming from the edge, where him and Quinnen could be the interior pass rushers, where you're playing them on passing downs.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that either. And I think that we're going to start seeing a lot of different schemes under Aaron Glenn, where with Robert Saleh, especially with the defensive line, it was a lot of, we don't want you to think, just attack the passer, which I like that too. But it seems like there's going to be like more of a premium on the secondary too. And I really hope it shows. I really do, because like Sauce Gardner coming off of a bad year, more in coverage, they're going to be blitzing more too. So you might want to just really like add up on all these defensive linemen the best you can. Do you see them making any other moves on defense before we get into the offense? I mean, I think it's pretty set, really, overall. Maybe another linebacker.
Like, you know me, since off season, even though he's still out there with the health injury I believe it's with the neck, Asante Samuel, which I think, because my thing was, if you're Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks and you believe you can help Sauce Gardner, who's still in his mid-20s, Asante Samuel, who's 25, even though he has that injury, you could make him a reclamation project, and you could say, hey, we got 2 young corners, and kind of replicate Cromartie and Revis.
I would love that, man. I would absolutely love that.
I agree with Afram, maybe safety, but I think that means Tony Adams is out.
Yeah, well, you got to think that he might. I don't know. Like, is he somebody that like the Jets would even want to move on from? I know last year, apparently Woody Johnson didn't like him. Like he was struggling to get some playing time.
Does Woody like anybody?
I don't know. I don't know. That's not saying much either. It's really not. But
I mean, I know everybody's looking for hi Elmo.
Hey Elmo, good to see you, man. Johnny boy, how's it hanging?
Hey,
but
Johnny.
yeah, I think for the most part, like the defense is probably like set in stone for the most part. These moves shocked me.
agree.
I know that we were saying that we wanted a couple more defensive linemen. You've been saying that the last couple of weeks. I know Dan have said it a couple of times. They kind of just came out of nowhere. Now, going back to the list, I know it's hard to see. I didn't realize that at the time. But the Chiefs are trading wide receiver Sky Moore in a 7th round pick to the 49ers. Obviously not a game-changing wide receiver, but a good wide receiver 2 to 3, especially like with the 49ers situation. Brandon Ayuk is he's probably not playing until like October, I'm seeing. Ricky Pearsall, he has a lot to prove. He didn't have a full season. Jawan Jennings, he's really
That's why
nothing.
they're not going to trade Jawan Jennings, even though that's been a hot topic for Jets fans, because we need wide receiver 2 help. But
Right.
it seems to me, and I think another guy they made a move for Sky Moore because they lost another wide receiver to injury.
Yep. So like you're starting to see their game plan here, like maybe they're just trying to stay afloat until Brandon Ayuk, because even like once Brandon Ayuk comes back, he's not going to be at 100%, he's still going to ramp up and everything like that.
Yes.
But just to kind of tie this all back to the Jets, do you see a situation like I'm seeing that Romeo Doubs, like he seems to be the big name, but teams, including the Jets, have called about him and they're all saying not available. He's not available. We're going to work something out. Another name is Terry McLaurin. Do you see the Jets making a splash at the wide receiver position? Maybe bringing in a veteran, maybe bringing in Amari Cooper, who just retired, or somebody like that.
I've been saying Amari Cooper, and now I have been getting on the bandwagon because as much as I don't like him, Gabe Davis, they're not going to cost you a pick swap. Go sign Amari Cooper or go sign Gabe Davis. Yes, they're still out there, maybe because they're looking at the Super Bowl contending teams to go to. But if the Super Bowl contending teams / playoff teams are not looking at you, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis, you got to take what you can get if you want to play football this year.
That's the thing. And like none of these players want to take a year off.
No. Romeo Doubs, if he gets cut, I look at him. I don't essentially want to do another pick swap trade. I just
Especially
think
with the Packers.
Not even the Packers. It's just in general. Like everybody's going into their final games starting today. You got 2 games going on right now. You got us going tomorrow night. You got games on Saturday and Sunday. You might as well just stick it out till cut day. Like there's rumors the Colts are shopping Alex Pierce.
Somebody I'd look at. Because we have Allen Lazard. I mean, I don't think anybody's expecting much from Allen Lazard. And the thing with Romeo Doubs is, he did quit on the team at one point. He like refused to show up to practice, so he does have possibly some character issues, which I don't think the Jets are going for at all. Just judging by what the moves that Muji and Glenn have made so far, he doesn't really seem like a character fit. Do you kind of get that same impression?
Do we know what the organization, the Packers organization, said to him behind closed doors for him to not show up? Look at the Micah Parsons situation. Look how dirty that's become.
Yeah, no.
And right now, Micah Parsons, just a few minutes ago before we went live, took out everything Cowboys related in his Twitter page, like in his profile. Probably started unfollowing the Cowboys pages and whatnot.
Alex Pierce would be nice. Yeah.
So, this is all we could say it's not a good look for him to show up, but a lot of these teams say stuff to those guys or say stuff to their agent, and their agent goes back to them, and they don't like it. So what are they supposed to do? Shut up and play? Sometimes these organizations also need to just shut up and be fucking nice.
Yeah. That's the other thing too, and that's so common these days where we saw it with Quinnen Williams. You see it all across the league. Oh, this guy unfollowed, Quinnen Williams unfollowed the Jets afterburners. What's this mean? Now he's not getting paid. It's crazy. That's
I'm
what
not
they
going
do.
through another rebuild. Remember that tweet?
Yeah. It's players are more boisterous, more now than ever. And
social media has done that, but
yep.
I also think fans to some extent have smartened up because the old school media was always behind organizations because organizations, owners, the leagues had the power, would tell these probably, whether it's the journalists for newspapers or television stations, like, if you don't say this for us, you're not getting credentialed, you're not getting backstage access, you're not
Right.
getting, you know, there's a power there. So players have to voice their opinions on their own pages. Sometimes it's the wrong. Sometimes they say the things wrongly, like they mistype it, they missay it, on their lives or whatever.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I can't tell if Johnny Boy is trolling us
Yes,
or
he's
not. He's
trolling.
gotta be. He's gotta
Hey,
be.
Lazard have a big year. What blocking? I can't like. I get you want to have blockers, but you know what the blockers are supposed to be? Running backs, tight ends, the offensive linemen. That's the blockers. My wide receivers need to catch the ball and get some yardage, get some yak, and score touchdowns.
Now, realistically, do you see Alan Lazard seeing the field at all this year?
Right now, with how the roster is and how the wide receivers are after Garrett Wilson, yes. Now, do we see him getting targets? Because
Right.
I could see him on the field, like let's say it's a screen pass to Garrett or whatever, or Arian Smith, and he's just out there to be a blocker.
Right.
Do we see him getting targets? And also, do we see Justin Fields throwing the ball to make it an actual
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
target?
That's
His
the other.
throws.
We're gonna get into that in a second here. Before we do get into that, I just wanted to mention. Do you see Malachi Corley actually being effective in this offense this year? Do you even see him making the team? I'm seeing that he might be even like a cut candidate.
Uh, if he's not getting the reps in practice, if he's not like, I don't know how many snaps he played against the Giants, he's probably going to be gone.
I would want to keep on. I don't think the Jets are in position to be letting wide receivers walk.
No,
Especially
they're
somebody.
not. But it's
He's so
also look at our
young.
running back. Look at our running back room. Like
Yeah,
like it is. I hate to use this term, but it is loaded.
it is.
And Donovan Edwards was a really good running back out of Michigan. Do you carry? Essentially, because I was thinking about this, like, what's the final 53 going to be? Do you carry 4 running backs? And maybe you go only 4 wide receivers, Arian Smith, Garrett Wilson, and then, who's the other 2 you carrying? Do you just carry Lazard as a veteran to be there? Oh, Josh Reynolds. Like, are those
Yeah.
the 4 you're going to carry? Reynolds, Lazard, Smith, and Garrett.
Yeah,
And then, like,
probably.
how many tight ends are you going to? You're going to carry a fullback, right? You're
Ruckert, I
going to
guess, will
carry.
be kind of the fullback now.
Well, no, you got Beck. Beck is
Oh, that's
probably your
right.
fullback
Yes.
tight end. So essentially, you could carry 2 tight ends because Ruckert hasn't done anything to stay on this team. So you could go Stone Smart and Mason Taylor, and Beck is like your 3rd tight end / your blocking tight end.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
But you also got to account for special teams. Who's our returners going to be? We all think Gibson is gone. That kid Nene, the other running back that we got last year from the Vikings, he's a returner. So we know we're not going to carry 5 running backs. So there's like, is it like, who's out?
Who's that kid? Aguavo or whatever his name was. That was on the team last year. I think we picked him up from Miami. Is he still on the team? I don't think so. Right?
Probably not, unless teams now they don't cut anybody unless it's injured for an
Yeah.
injury settlement because they wait to do all after the final game.
Yeah, I think Ruckert's going too. Truthfully, I mean he's another one. He's had years to improve and get better, and he really hasn't.
That story, that story is only good for for their rookie season. That he's a
Long Island kid, yeah.
Not even just that. Like he grew up a Jets fan. His dad's a Jet fan. Like that's it. Like that's good for one season. After that, you gotta show something.
Right, yeah. And that's what it was. I don't think he'd be on the team this long if he wasn't from Lindenhurst, Long Island, if his dad wasn't a Jets fan, but that doesn't mean much these days now. We got Mason Taylor, whose dad was Jason Taylor on the Jets. So if you want to keep that little family connection going, next man up. Now, do you think Kuntz is going to make the team? Well, not make it, but do you think he's going to stay on the practice squad? Do you see somebody else picking him up, or?
it's if you really, I don't think so. Like, because what does he do well? Like, is he just a catching guy? You might need another blocker, right? Essentially, to go with Beck because Smart's a receiving guy, even though
Yep.
he's the one that knocked Abdul Carter on his ass.
Yep.
You got Mason Taylor, who's a catching tight end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a good problem to have. It's just like a lot of these guys are just mid, So it's like it's a good
Right.
problem to have that we have the depth, but I think they're all pretty much interchangeable. I mean, Stone Smart has a little bit more experience than these rookies, of course, but I don't know. I mean, like I'm just not like really impressed with a lot of these guys. Like I hope I'm wrong, and I'm sure I'm going to be wrong. I'm sure that
We
they
all
are
are
going to
going to be
turn it on.
wrong. We're
Yep.
all going to be wrong. Last week, Dan, he had his
Yeah.
connection because and Liam, let me ask you something. I don't know if you watched the Sunday night show with me and
Yep.
Dan and everybody.
I caught most of it. I did catch most of
Well,
it.
would you agree that Dan had the connection of how the Jets played more so because it was against the Giants?
Partially, yeah. I know he doesn't like the Giants at all, so yeah, it could be that. I think
Because
that's fair.
I said, Dan, let's be real. Like, we all don't like how they played on Saturday, but it was a bad week. Even the joint practices, the tweets, if you weren't there live, did not say, like, they had a bad all week all around. I said, Dan, you're more unhappy that they got beat and outplayed badly because it was against the Giants, more so than them being like, if they played that bad against the Packers, I don't think Dan's having that much of a connection. I think he's disappointed, but he's not like how he was last weekend. He texted me after the game about Justin Fields and his throws on Saturday. You were right. I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm like, it's not about being right now. It's like I want Justin Fields to prove me wrong. Just
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. And you know what's funny? For like years, I've been saying that like I was never big on Justin Fields. I don't think that's a secret. I liked him coming out of college. I don't think that had he had been, I don't think if the Jets had drafted him, I don't think the outcome would have been much different. But like I do have a family friend that he's for years he's been pounding the table. I wish we had Justin Fields instead of Zach. Zach sucks. And he texted me on Saturday and he goes, "You didn't tell me he sucks." I said, "I've been telling you this for years." He goes, "I cannot believe this." He goes, "I was wrong." I said, I think there's a lot of upside with Justin Fields. His run ability, able to extend plays.
is his upside for you, Liam, like mine? It's more floor than it is ceiling. Like, he
Yes,
could raise his floor.
yes, I do. And I think behind a better, but see, like here's the thing: it's like behind the better offensive line, you got to be able to pass. You got making the deep balls. It's bad, dude. He's just
But I feel like maybe this roster, and you'd have to look back to his final year in Chicago, right? Because their offensive line, their weapons, kind of similar to the team he was on then as he is now. DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson. They really probably looking at that wide receiver room, probably eerily similar. Now, I
yeah,
would say their tight end room was better than ours. Cole Kmet
yeah. That's
over
fair.
ours, but that's also because Cole Kmet was not a rookie then,
Right.
whereas Mason Taylor's a rookie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I think they're eerily similar. Justin Fields' last year offense with the Bears, and this offensive roster with the Jets. We'd have to
Uh,
look back on it. Maybe next week.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely something that we could get in the future. Now, listen, I like Justin Fields. I don't want him to fail. He's a New York Jet. He's our
Me
starting
neither.
quarterback. I want him to do good. I want him to stay healthy. Prove everybody wrong.
Prove
And
me wrong. Please
yeah,
prove me wrong. I
yeah.
want to be wrong.
Now, just it's no secret that the Jets want to run the ball. I mean, Aaron Glenn even said, who says we have to pass the ball? I think that they're going to try to hide his passing weaknesses. And I think that might be a reason that they're keeping 4 running backs. And they're going to. And I think that this is probably Brees's last year. I don't see him coming back next year. They're probably going to run him into the ground. And I
Same with
think that we're
Braylon
going to
Allen.
see a much heavier workload of Braylon Allen. Do you agree? Do you think that he's going to be like more of like a goal line back, just like more of a power, when it's like,
Mm,
3rd and
I
2
think
on the
I
goal
think
line?
I think they're going to try to use him more third down, short yardage situations. Like, hypothetically, let's say on a 1st and 10, Brees Hall decided to gain 6 yards. So now it's 2nd and 4. I could see them easily bringing in Braylon Allen because it's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, I could see that too. And then it'll also kind of preserve Brees. Brees does have a history of injuries, so maybe that.
It's also not just Braylon Allen. It's like you said, if we go 4 deep, Donovan Edwards is probably going to get snaps. Isaiah Davis is going to get snaps. It's going to be run heavy. Like, I could see maybe the maximum amount of throw attempts for Fields would be 20 passing plays a game.
Really? You think that low?
If we carry 4 running backs,
yeah.
Let's say we carry 4 running backs, and you are only running Brees Hall and Braylon Allen. Those are 2 roster spots behind them that are being wasted because you could have had 2 different players at 2 different positions be more, produce more at said spots. Maybe another defensive lineman, maybe another tight end, maybe another receiver, maybe a linebacker, maybe a safety.
Now, with that being said, though, do you? Really, you just stack the box, and the Jets are partially screwed with the running game. I understand that, especially Braylon Allen is a very powerful back, but if we know that every play is just essentially going to be a run, that's going to be problematic for the Jets offense. No,
it will be unless Engstrand's going to design some run plays that are option plays. Yeah,
maybe some RPOs.
RPOs. Hell, you might want to use the Wildcat and maybe you set up a few design throws for this running back room to Mason Taylor, to Stone Smart, to Beck, the fullback.
The Tim Tebow special.
Engstrand needs to be creative here.
Yes.
Not just Engstrand, his offensive coaching staff around him, his pass game coordinator, his run game coordinator. Be creative. Give us some trickery. Give us some reverses. Give us something.
Yeah, no, I like that. Maybe some like touch passes, running with Garrett Wilson a little bit. And not only that, Brees Hall, he can catch. Brees has hands, so maybe you line him out wide and you put Braylon Allen back there and Isaiah Davis. But I agree. They got to get creative. Now, I do like Tanner Engstrand, especially considering he was the one that drew up the plays for Ben Johnson. So I think he is one of the more creative offensive minds out there, which does make me feel a little bit better. Do you feel the same way?
My question would be, is the guys that he brought in, that are they as creative as him? Like, is he giving that creativity to them like Ben Johnson gave to him?
Yeah.
And my question would be, was it just Engstrand by himself being creative in designing these plays, or was it a collaboration between Ben and Engstrand and the offensive coaches? Because if that's the case, is it Engstrand, his coordinators himself, and the other offensive coaches like collabing on this, being creative together?
Greg with all caps tonight. He's yelling at us. Engstrand better get creative. Gotcha. All right. What do you say? You want to?
Yeah, let's bring on some callers. Let's get.
The link is in the chat if anybody wants to call in. We're gonna bring our good old friend Ephraim. How you doing, man?
Well, gentlemen, how are you?
Good. You?
Much better now, Ephraim.
Yeah.
You guys worry too much.
You think so?
Yeah, two preseason games.
Well, because we've seen this, especially with Fields in the past. Not only that, and
we're
broken Jets fans. Yeah. What do you want?
I was listening to Michael Kay the other day. He had Chris Sims on, and they were talking about some things, about Jackson Dart, about Fields, and then they brought up that Danny Dimes is on on Indianapolis. He's the starter. He won the starting job, and Chris Sims was saying how he really didn't get a when he's playing behind crap in front of him, you can't expect anything.
Right.
But yet you said the same thing. You didn't say that same thing about Fields. I said to myself, aren't you contradicting yourself? Because he did have crap in Chicago. Okay. And what did you expect him to do with crap in front of him and as a rookie?
Right.
And he was 4-2 with Pittsburgh, regardless of if he's, we'd want 4-2 if our quarterback went 4-2. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we want wins or do we want highlight reels? You tell me.
Yeah, wins. Yeah, I'll take
Exactly.
a boring win.
I want wins.
That's what everyone wants, wins. And there used to be we had 4 preseason games after 78. It used to be 6 preseason games before 78, which was good. Six preseason games, But I guess
a lot about your depth.
Not only that, you're playing more real games. And it used to go play one quarter the first game, the second game you put the first half, third game it'd be 3 quarters, and then the last game you play the whole game as with starters, just to get them going. But that's why all teams start off slow a lot of times. Some are good, some have their core and they still have from last year, but a lot of teams get new players and they have to start all over again, retool. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I don't. Perhaps they don't want to show anything to anyone.
No teams want to show anything.
Exactly. So
it's all vanilla. It's all vanilla based offenses.
Yep. Exactly, and defenses too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's important. You can't get too up or too down, especially like you said, coming out of preseason. They're not going to show a whole lot, but
yeah.
There is tape on Justin Fields. He's been in the league a couple of years. He's never been known for his passing. I love his running.
I don't know. I saw some highlights against Clemson. He was spot on with those 6 TDs.
That was a hell of a game with it.
Exactly. So if he can do it there, there's a chance he can do it again. Right.
I like Justin Fields. I don't want people to think I don't like him. I do like him, and I want him to succeed. But I think it's also fair to say that, there are some concerns with him.
Yeah. Well, you put like any other team and any quarterback, you've got to put talent with him. I don't know any quarterback then can do well with no talent.
Of course, yeah. Now, do you think that the better offensive line is going to help his passing game, or do you think he's
I think if they can run more, they can establish, play action, which helps a lot, and then you just keep the defense on their toes at that point, right? Because he can run, he can pass it, and you talked about Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to have more yards catching than he's going to have running.
That's kind of what I want, especially if we don't go out and get another wide receiver, which we're going to get your thoughts on that in a second.
Yeah.
But if that is going to be the case, we saw Breece, he can roll out.
Oh, he roll out. He can catch well.
I remember, I think it was against Tennessee last year. He had that touchdown pass, that long one from Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think it was Tennessee.
And quite frankly, I don't care about, there's a check down. If a check down leads you to a first down, success.
I have no problems with check downs, yeah.
You move 10 yards, it's a success. It's as simple as that. Do you want the 50-yard bomb? Yeah, sure. Why not? But like I've always preached, you control the clock. You the offense stays on the field longer. The defense stays on the field longer. Who wears down most of the time when that happens? Defenses wear down before the offensive line wears down. So,
yeah, Johnny Boy agrees with you. I remember they had 20-yard touch. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I do like it. I do like Breece being able to roll. He does give us that extra little dual threat. I don't hate checkdowns either, as long as they're accurate. Not like Breece, not like Zach, throwing it 6 yards over Berrios' head, or just throwing
6 yards in front of Berrios'.
Yeah, it's
or just last weekend in the Miami game at the goal line.
Exactly. As I think everyone's just nervous what's going to happen. In the back of their mind, they think, this is not going to work out. We don't know. Let's just take it as it comes at this point. All right. You're going to drive yourself nuts what's going to happen. Anything could happen.
Good
Rodgers
point.
can get smashed in the knee and he's done. Right?
That happened
True.
to us with him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we know that all too well.
Exactly. Fields can win the game with his legs. Will you be happy if they win that game with just his legs?
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
be happy to win. I couldn't care less. It's done. It's in the books. You know?
Yeah.
No one's complaining when Allen runs with his legs and makes big plays. It's not like he tears it up in the on pocket passing. He runs quite a bit. So if it works for them, why can't it work for us? Simple, We complain we want a running quarterback, but
yeah, we don't want a statue. We don't
now
want
we got the
someone that
running
runs too
quarterback.
much.
Now we're complaining because he can't pass. Everyone thinks he can't pass. So do we have a perfect team? Who has a perfect team?
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with boring wins. I really am.
Yeah. If we see them getting better each game,
that's all that matters.
It's how you finish. It's how you finish. So.
Typically, I'd be very happy with them just being in it to the end. Well, I think it's year by year. This year, I'd be very happy if they're in it to the end, and maybe they just don't know how to win. But it was so frustrating last year. I'm not going to keep going back to last year, but
you are.
Quickly, I am. Quickly, I am. But how frustrating was it last year that they were in it to the end, and then like the defense, would just give up like a big touchdown at the very end. Yeah, exactly. Well, the coaching, I think,
it's the coaching, and we couldn't sustain long drives. So everyone wants a quick touchdown. Guess what? Your defense is coming back on, not getting any rest. Eventually, these guys are big, they're strong, right? But they still are human. They wear down.
And everybody's big in it, it's a big guy against like another big guy, So at that point, it's kind of like two average guys, in a sense.
And it's not just the physical wear and tear; it's the mental wear and tear this day and age.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis game, we were up and took the lead, and then boom, they couldn't stop anyone going down the field.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
Well, with that being said, do you think that they're gonna add another wide receiver?
Well, let's look at they saw the deficiency in the defensive tackle, right? And couldn't care less who was on the team. They went out and got guys that can fit in, especially the guy from the Vikings who hasn't missed a game in like 3 years. I think they said. Briggs, I think, is Griggs. Is it? I forget.
Briggs.
He'll be a backup. He'll be a rotational guy, but. If this guy, from what I'm seeing, he's going to be in a position where he's his natural position, and he's a run stuffer, right? That's his thing. There's no one says he's a pass rusher, but when you got Quinnen on there now, Quinnen has help, makes Quinnen more dangerous, And
now historically, the Jets have struggled against the run too, so I think that this is a super positive move.
Well, a lot of times struggle around because we had stupidity coaching. Go after the quarterback. Well, guess what? They were just leaving holes open, and they were running right through it.
Yep.
So
that's what I'm saying. I think that I did like Salah's approach of just like I get it. You don't want your defensive lineman to think. Just be reactive. Just go right after the quarter. I like that approach, but on the flip side,
he had the same approach with his coaching staff.
Yeah, we don't want you to think. Yeah,
we don't want you to think.
No, it's true.
Okay, so Harrison Phillips, who we got from the Vikings, I have his Football Reference page up. So 2018, 16 games played. He didn't start any games. So that's his rookie season. 2019, he played in 3 games. No games started. I guess he got hurt that year. 2020, 12 games, 3 games started. 2021, 14 games, 8 games started. And then from 2022 to last year, all with Minnesota, played all 17 games and started in all 17 games.
There you go.
And they got a ton of young guys in that team. That's why they let him go. He's 29 years old. You get 1 or 2 years out of him, that'd be great. Even if you got 1 year out of him and see, but you can build. Now, I'm sure it depends on do they see a need that they have to get a wide receiver? Maybe they do. I think they do. Maybe they are talking, but they're not getting any, maybe teams want more than what they want to offer, right?
Right.
But I agree with Armand. I mean, I think Griggs could have been had after the cuts.
If he was cut as a bubble guy.
Yeah. So, or perhaps the other teams in front of them, what the Jets would have picked, 7th on the waiver line or something like that.
Yeah.
Keep
Yep.
forgetting. So maybe he thought they may have thought the 6 teams in front of them could have grabbed them. You know, you gave up a 6th, you got a 7th. You know,
Tit for tat, really.
exactly. But you know, was it worth it? Sure. It's just added help. Wide receiver, you know, the one that surprised me is Gabe Davis. He's 26 years old, and no one's went after him. So I don't know. Was he injured last year towards the end? Is he still injured? Is he healthy? 26 is young for him.
He wasn't terrible on the Bills either.
Yeah.
You know, he had one good season. I think he had one good season for.
Well, you also had what's his name was your primary target.
Shakir. Who you talking about on the Bills?
On the Bills when he was there. The primary target was the one that's on I think on New England now, right?
Oh, Diggs.
Stephon
Diggs.
Yeah. So he was the primary target.
Right.
Right. So I mean, how many picks, and then plus Allen was a threat as well. So, and they had a good offensive line.
He just can't beat man coverage. That's what they're saying. Yeah, I mean,
so Gabe Davis. Let's see. He played 10 games last year, started 9. Yeah. He had 42 targets, 20 receptions, 2 touchdowns. The 1 year in Jacksonville.
Yeah. And Cooper may be, I think someone said, it could be washed up.
Which Cooper? Oh, Amari Cooper? Yeah. I've been screaming for Amari Cooper just because him and Gabe Davis have been on the free agent market for so long.
Yeah.
I know they're probably looking for a Super Bowl contending / playoff contending team, but if they are not knocking at your door.
Exactly.
You might as well,
bring him in, work him out, see what he's got. I mean, do your due diligence.
Maybe they see it already. Maybe they don't want to bring him.
Maybe they don't want to waste.
I like if they can swing for Alex Pierce.
I'd like that too.
That would be a good number 2 for this team.
I would hold off on that for cut deadline day to see if the Colts cut him.
Yeah.
If they don't, then you make the phone call that day, like, hey, can you work something out? But it's also, what are the Colts going to look for? Like, pick swap wise, like, are you going to give up a 4th for him? Like if they're looking for a 4th,
a future, a 2027 pick. Who knows?
They're washed, but we don't have washed on this team. We got Garrett Wilson and a bunch of crap, Johnny.
We got a lot of laundry.
Give me a washed up player than the crap that's on this roster behind Garrett Wilson.
Is Johnny coming on? Or is he just on to talk behind the curtain?
I texted him.
He's probably crying like me right now internally because of the Mets sucking.
Yeah,
so it's okay
I get it.
I mean, I'm using this as my therapy.
Yeah, you could go off.
I want to go off so bad on them. Thank God this is a Jet show.
Do you need 2 minutes?
Liam, it's going to take more than 2 minutes for me to rant on the Mets.
I'll give you a couple minutes here. I mean, it is a Jet show, but if you need to scream it out, now this is your chance.
Those eyes tell it all.
Yes, I was going to say, we just got our rant.
It's just, I can't blame them. They start off good, but unfortunately.
Since July, I was watching Mendoza's post-game presser on SNY. Since July 28th, they are 5-16. This team does not deserve to make the playoffs. I hope the Cincinnati Reds make the 3rd wild card spot. David Stearns, this is on you. You signed Frankie Montas. He's in the bullpen. $34 million. Washed up. Tyler Rogers, Ryan Helsley. Gregory Soto's been your best trade deadline acquisition.
Peterson's been the best pitcher, right?
The best start. And David Peterson, our best starting pitcher all season. The Mets have had a starting pitcher go into the 8th inning and pitch 5 times. You know who that is? David Peterson by himself. Everybody else has not got into the 8th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Mets Afterburners.
Kodai Senga and Frankie Montas are essentially the same pitcher. They're both garbage.
I'm glad you got that off your chest. All right. So getting back to the wide receivers here. Afram, do you think that maybe they swing a little bit bigger instead of maybe going after somebody like a Gabe Davis or a washed-up Amari Cooper?
Who's bigger?
Possibly Romeo Dobbs, possibly a trade for Terry McLaurin. I think that's a little steep.
Going anywhere.
He wants $31 million.
Dobbs is around the Gabe Davis type of wide receiver, Alex Pierce type of thing. We've brought it up. You just extended Garrett Wilson. You have too many guys coming for extensions after this season. Jermaine, AVT, Tittman.
Yeah.
You're not going to sign, and you're not going to sign Terry McLaurin to an extension. No, and you're not going to trade for him to have him for one season. For what?
We're not necessarily going all in.
New Jersey sports fan, he says it's a last deal. But if I'm just trading a low pick for him for 1 year, that I know it's going to help Fields get better, because I'm going to assume next year I'm drafting high a really good wide receiver to complement Garrett. I don't need to have Pierce on the team at that point. I need to get my quarterback a lot better this year. So then going in next year in 2026, he's even better with a rookie guy. With a real number 2.
Trade for Alex Pierce. If he got cut, I'd sign him.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if it's his last year as a rookie deal, unless he really comes out, then you pay him $15 million a year in an extension. Because where are you getting a good wide receiver at $15 million a year anymore?
Maybe it's not Romeo Dobbs on the Packers, but they did go out. They drafted Matt Golden. Do you see possibly Christian Watson being expendable?
I heard that name too, but
I'm not against that either. I like Christian Watson
right now.
Yeah,
he's hurt right now. Like Watson, Dobbs, Pierce. I'm not trading for them. If they were to get cut, I would go sign one of those guys.
So let me ask you this. Is there any player that you would, any wide receiver that realistically that you would trade for?
Unless they're on like their second year of the rookie deal and there's they're just not, they're butting heads within the organization. Like they're not fitting in well. But that's it. It's a guy in a rookie deal that has more than just 1 year left. But they have to be not performing. They're in the doghouse and the team wants to get rid of them.
Yeah. You're going to trade for a guy. Yeah, you trade for a guy who's injured when you got guys that are not injured. That's not good in the locker room either.
So you wouldn't trade for a quality number 2 wide receiver.
But who's the quality 2 number wide receiver? Because McLaurin is not. He's not going to consider himself a number 2.
He wants $33 million.
Exactly. At the age of 30.
Like I just said, we have so many other guys coming up for extensions.
Yeah.
Mate, you're not going to trade for somebody that's getting an extension. And a number 2 wide receiver is not getting traded for a 5th rounder unless they need an extension. I said I'm waiting for Dobbs or Pierce to get cut. I'd sign them. I said I'm not trading for them.
No, that makes perfectly sense. You just pick them up for rookie minimum or anything like that.
Now, in your guys' opinion, do you regret moving on from Davante Adams?
Absolutely.
Would you have liked him on the team this year?
Yes, but he was not staying if Rodgers was gone.
Yeah,
we all know Rodgers now. And you know what the funny thing is too, is that Matthew Stafford is hurt, and the backup is Jimmy Garoppolo. That like didn't he just go through this with the Raiders a couple of years ago? It's like you remember how upset he was. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it'd be a bad look. I think if he starts pounding his fist to get out of here.
If they're being rumored to be traded, that means they're on the bubble to make the 53-man roster. Pierce and Dobbs. If they're rumored to get traded,
Well, Ayuk just got paid. I don't want to take on Brandon Ayuk's contract.
And
Especially he got injured.
Brandon Ayuk is out till October.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like trading for him now is and what we got to wait, and we got to. Juwan Jennings is not getting traded. They have the 49ers
now he's not.
Sky Moore because they have another injury there.
Yeah, no, I don't see a situation that I don't think the 49ers are moving on from anybody, truthfully. Like you said, if anything, they're trying to.
Unless their season just it falls apart, and at the trade deadline they could get something for Jennings, then they would.
It seems like I think that this is the year for the 49ers where maybe they take a step back and like they got to start retooling a little bit. You know,
A lot of it.
Yeah.
When did they take a step forward? They kind of took the step back this offseason. They gutted their team. They traded away Debo. Like, they got rid of a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they took their step back.
And they got a lot of injuries in wide receiver, too.
He's here. The other, our other very upset Mets fan. Johnny, if you need a few minutes, I can give you the solo. You just let me know.
And he's wearing a Mets hat.
He's loyal.
I'm loyal. I'm loyal like a dumbass to these
It could
teams
be cold, too.
that want to go right ahead and they want to just break your heart on a constant. To the Nationals. To the Nationals. Montas is a bum. Like,
Stanek
anyways.
needs to go. Stanek needs to go.
I give up. Can't wait for
Johnny, you want more bad news?
No. But yes.
So there's been like a lot of Met fans, especially on Twitter, have been calling for the Mets to call up Brandon Sproat because we have like 15 games left because we don't have an off day coming up soon. So everybody was speculating that Sproat would come up for Monday against the Phillies. And I've been telling people, don't get your hopes up. They're going to fucking go with Frankie Montas / a bullpen game on Monday. I'm calling that. I've been calling that. I don't think they're going to call up Sproat. Unless they lose tomorrow night and Saturday to Atlanta and they're just trying to get some good juju to get the fan base off their back, they might do it, but I don't see it happening. I think we're going to get swept in Atlanta this weekend.
Could you imagine if for somehow some crazy crap happens and we end up missing like the wild card or something?
Oh, I think that they don't deserve to make the playoffs. I don't want them to make the playoffs.
It would be, I could see the back of every New York newspaper just destroying the Mets, you know, but anyways.
It's all over. They'll get destroyed.
But
They'll get destroyed.
let's get into it, guys. I don't want any wide receiver because we don't know what any of our wide receivers are going to be. What up, Luka?
What up, Luka?
There he is.
What's up? What's up?
Tennessee Luka. First off, Bucky's the truth, ain't it?
I mean, I haven't been to a Buc-ee's in Tennessee. I did go to one in Alabama, though. It was in, I think, like I forget the name of the town. It was closer actually to Florida. But Buc-ee's, when I went, was awesome. The nearest Buc-ee's, I think, is about an hour away in Knoxville, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the one I've been to. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Buc-ee's is lit, man.
What is that?
It's
It's like a gas station,
It's
rest
like,
stop.
it's like a Wawa, a gas station.
It's a propped up Wawa, but it's like
It's better than Wawa.
It's way
it
better
is.
than Wawa.
Yes.
What I was gonna say, it's a whole experience after them. It's like Wawa with an experience. Obviously, Bucky, they have merchandise, they have all these different things.
Afram, you never heard of the big gas station food debate?
Exactly.
Wawa, Buc-ee's, Sheets.
I think I have my shot glass from Buc-ee's. Give me 1 sec.
I just
I
go
do-
where the
I
cheapest
do
gas
too.
is and usually doesn't have anything but cheap gas and a little mini mart.
Chaos.
I wonder if he has the same. I have a shot glass question. Sometimes it pops up on camera over there. I want to see if me and
I've
Luka
never
have the
been to
same
a
one.
Buc-ee's, but like I love Sheets. Sheets is awesome to me.
It destroys Sheets, bro. It's that crazy, dude. It's that crazy. And I love Sheets.
Here
That's
we
a
go.
cool one. I have a red one.
Here's Bucky.
The closest Sheets to me is in Easton, Pennsylvania, an hour
You
and
can
a
sit
half.
down and eat there or you just pick up the food.
You could do anything. It's
You could sit down and eat there.
literally, it's like a Wawa on steroids plus steroids.
Chaos.
Well,
Jeremy.
It's like if it gamma radiate. It's like the Hulk on gamma radiation.
Is
and
it more of
steroids.
a truckers stopping area?
It's everything. It's literally everything. There's
People drive to it, Afram. People take trips to Bucky's.
yeah.
As they said, Afram, it's a whole experience, especially if
We'll
you're in the
look it up.
South.
I would have
Afram,
uploaded some
let's
pictures.
drive down to Tennessee, Bucky's, and see Luca and Alex.
There you
I
go.
like that idea.
Just a road trip with you two. That sounds interesting.
Be fun.
But
yeah, no, Bucky's is awesome. Their bathrooms are like immaculate.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Now I'm
Yeah.
definitely going.
They're better than the Porta Johns at MetLife.
hey, but the wide receiving conversation that you guys were kind of having a little bit earlier. We don't know what the wide receiving core is, man. They haven't showed us anything.
Haven't showed us the offense either, I believe. So we don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's. I don't want Cooper. I mean, look what Cooper did with Josh Allen last year. You know, I get it. I understand what you guys were talking about in regards to, you know, maybe a vet and all that. But again, I've said it before. I think the vets are already here, man. You know, and this team seems like they're really together and they're coming together. And kind of what Afram said a little bit earlier, if the wide receiver was such a position of need because they're moving in such silence, I think something would have already been done. You know, I mean, none of us was expecting them to sign these two monsters of some players that just came out of left field. You know, so I don't know. I have no idea how Arian Smith is going to be used. All I've heard all off season so far in camp, right, is that he's doing really well and he's opening up the offense.
I do appreciate the fact that they recognized on the defensive line that they needed more help, and they went out. They saw what they had and felt there wasn't enough, and they went out and got some. Do they feel the same way in the wide receiver group? We don't know yet. Like I said, we don't know if they've talked to anyone.
Correct.
They might, like Armand said, they could be waving for the waiver wire. Right now, we think Dobbs and Pierce may be cut. One of the, not make the team because I don't know who else really at this point.
To answer Ricardo's question, I think so, 100%.
It's not just Glenn; it's an NFL thing, Ricardo. Every team is doing vanilla offense in preseason, so it's just what the NFL does. It's what coaches do. They don't want to give their hands in practice games, let's so to say.
Yeah, like Jets chaos. They said they were only running vanilla basics offense.
Yeah,
I agree. You know. Well, also, by the way, go subscribe to his YouTube channel if you haven't.
Yeah, he's great. He
is awesome.
Canarsie, there's my man Canarsie there.
Yes, I met Jeremy. I mean, I think we were on the same panel actually on here before. I met Jeremy down at the Senior Bowl about a year ago, and he was on one of my shows like a few years ago too. But he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I feel like how awesome is this? We have a big celebrity just casually in the chat. You know, it's like this is awesome.
Yeah, Chaos.
And he knows his stuff. He knows it well.
He does. Yes, he does.
He also knows his food.
Yep,
that too.
Brooklyn Brothers.
Remember, he's in Sacramento. He's a transplant in California. He's a Brooklynite.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, if you want to call in Chaos,
he knows his food. If you come from Brooklyn, he know your food very well.
That's right.
I think if I could, I wanted to talk a little bit about guys in regards to the Giants game. I know that it was nothing that we were like, oh my goodness and all that, but one of the biggest things this offseason that I wanted to see was how was Justin Fields going to respond? Well, not Justin Fields, the offense going to respond after giving up a touchdown, and it showed how they did. I really feel like if this was an actual game, when it was that 3rd and 1 or the 4th and 1, that we probably would have went for it being deep by the end zone instead of taking the 3 like we did. But you saw what the running game could be. Dude, there was plays that I just saw and I was like, holy crap, run it on the right side. Like, just keep running it on the right side because it's constantly being there, So we don't know, man.
If you look at first team, it was a 7-0 game on a bad communicating play between Stiggers and Cisco.
Yep.
Right. But I saw Robbie Sable. You watch? Do you
Jets X Factor? Yep.
That's X Factor.
So he was breaking down that play, and he said it could have been a multitude of things because they had the other wide receiver coming in. Tony Adams was on him, and then Tony Adams let him go, which kind of he felt that Cisco could have saw that and was moving towards that side of the field before Collins took off on Stiggers. So there was a lot of things going on at that time, which could have caused that whole mess up. But regardless, one-on-one, ones-to-ones, it was a 7-0 game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he's gonna hit up some good food spots after him.
Jets Chaos. If you have a notepad by you, take this down. Corner Square Pizza in Bayonne. Really good cheesesteaks and really good square pizza.
You want to say it again just for the plug?
Corner Square Pizza.
in Bayonne.
Yeah, we're looking for sponsors. What do you want from me? All right.
Is it regular pizza or is it like bar pizza?
No, it's very good pizza. Yeah. It's not bar pizza. Avram, if you want to go, I live 15 minutes away from Bayonne. My treat. I'll talk to you.
I'll let you know, my friend.
Is that invite only open to Avram?
No,
I'm in Jersey. He lives in Jersey. Yeah,
I'm not that far.
You're in Long Island. It'll take you a year and a day to get into Jersey.
I'm actually kind of far on Long Island too, to be honest. You know, like I'm pretty East Suffolk. You know.
Let me put it. Luca can get there from Tennessee before you get there out of Long Island.
It's true. And it's just something about like going to Jersey. I'm just like, oh, you know, got to go to Jersey.
I agree with you.
I say the same thing.
I agree.
I gotta go Long Island.
It just like even just saying it's like such a hassle. You know, like I remember one time I was coming back from just little random story. I was on the subway and I'm holding the railing and it was sticky. So I said to my dad, I'm like, ew, the railing's sticky. And this guy, he's like, well, if you don't like it, go back to Jersey. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, not from Jersey, but
why are you holding on to the?
I was on the subway.
What?
Damn.
Oh,
you're on vacation. You're on vacation. What are you doing?
I'm on vacation. I wanted to stop by and say hello. You guys were talking about food.
Look at this. We start talking about food. We got Dan. We got Chaos. You know, it's.
Dan needs to cope with food because of how bad the Jets played against the Giants.
You guys know I'm on this lifestyle of just eating meat. That's it, right? So I'm here. Everybody ate luxurious food this whole weekend. You know, seafood, ravioli, all that. I can't touch that stuff. So I planned ahead. Ribeyes, you know, T-bone steaks, porterhouse, all raw. Brought it down. Guess what? So I'm in the hotel right now. I got my air fryer right here. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
You know, I haven't eaten like 36 hours. So can't wait to eat. Can't wait to go home tomorrow on a boat. But fun times, man. Yo, are we ready for week 1 or what?
I was gonna say you don't fly with that air fryer. No way, right?
That one I'm still waiting for the papers.
Hey Dan, do they have an iron?
Any tariff on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly right. In the hotel room?
Yeah, I put it on top of the steaks too to sear it.
Yeah, bro, that's the way. Just make sure you put some clear, if you get clear like paper, whatever it is called, like the
parchment paper,
right.
Yeah,
plastic wrap,
and put it on top of it, bro. It's like you're cooking on a grill, dog.
I'm in, man. I'm in. But yo, great trades yesterday. I like what Mooch did. He didn't give up much. I like the whole fact that he's having the Vikings pay for half of the guy's salary.
That's true.
And that's a good step. I'm not going to call him a brilliant GM yet, but I like that.
The signs are there.
The signs are there. You're 100% right. You know, and you know, Justin Fields is not going to play tomorrow night. That's fine. It is what it is. I think the overreaction, especially on my part, is out of my system. And week 1, here we go, man. 1-0. Let's beat Aaron Rodgers. Let's beat them, and let's do what we need to do. As Jet fans, this is what we want. This is what we're used to. Low expectations, and before you know it, the reward is there because we didn't expect it. The past 2 years, our expectations were through the roof, rightfully so, having a guy like Aaron Rodgers, but it didn't go as planned. I like what we have right now. Just continue the plan, continue doing what we're doing. Low expectations, low. The Giants
got to
look
start
good.
someplace. You got to start someplace.
Yeah, everyone looks good. Everybody looks good. That's great. That's good. But the bullets start flying for real week 1 in about 2 weeks. I'm in it. Let's go Jets, man.
That's it, man.
I actually agree. I'm sorry, Liam. I was going to say I agree with the sentiment from Greg. I would prefer a stadium on Long Island or Queens, but that's another story.
Hey, listen, I've been saying knock down the Coliseum. Maybe like move the Marriott. There's a lot of land over there. The whole Union.
It should be right next to City Field.
I'd be fine with that. Anything but that dump called New Jersey. Sorry, guys.
I hope they stay in MetLife now.
It's marshland.
Yo,
That's right.
I got to make sure the bench is
They're
working.
being nice, and then they throw it right at you, right, Armand?
This is why our segment Afram is Afram in the asshole. Now, sometimes, I rub off on Afram.
See, New Jersey is just New Jersey.
Thumbs up to Jet Chaos. He fixed his backyard fence. Good. About time.
Great job, Jeremy.
Jet Chaos, man. I was watching him the other day. He lost a lot of weight.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
Chaos that guy, man.
I'll be quick. Less than like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So Dan, I guess before you hop off, do you see them maybe trading
Throwing
for?
him out already.
Well, hey, I'm hearing. Hey, unless it means something else, I'll be quick, less than 10 minutes. I don't know the context of what that was. I'd like to think he's talking about the podcast, but I'm not positive. But whatever. I'm gonna go with that because that's what I like to think. Do you see them?
It's a kid-friendly show.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Not tonight.
Yeah. Not when you're not here in Armand's second string, things just get crazy. But do you see the Jets trading for a wide receiver, possibly like a Romeo Doubs or a Christian Watson, or bringing in Gabe Davis? Yes.
You know exactly who I want them to trade for. And everybody's against me. I want that to happen. Get McLaurin in the house. Get him in here.
That's huge.
That's what I want.
60 pounds. That's big.
They're
That's
already
awesome.
working.
Nice,
they're
man.
already working
Good
on
stuff,
him.
man.
He's
That's
pretty
awesome.
much. He's
Good
staying
stuff, Jeremy. Keep it going, man. Keep it
Yeah,
going.
you have to have like you have to bring like one of those off season shows during the season. We'll have to have him on.
Oh, I'm down, Jeremy. I don't know if you know, but we had a series in the off season. It was called "The Off-Season Health of an NFL Fan." If you want to hop on, by all means. We had a huge series. A lot of doctors, a lot of physical therapists, a lot of people that have gone through physical abuse. Man, it doesn't even have to be from someone else. Sometimes it's within. The mental aspect of it, of not. Trying to conquer certain addictions or whatnot. And by all means, man, if you want to hop on, that'd be awesome.
So getting back to the receivers, so Terry McLaurin, bring him in.
Bring him in.
Him and all $31 million that he brings with him.
Yeah, it's not my money.
That's right.
No, he wants 31 million. I don't think he's making 31 million.
Exactly. I don't think anyone's paying
He
that.
wants 33 million.
That's Metcalf money.
Right.
Age 30.
Yeah.
I thought the
Mhm.
Commanders from out here, they're working on it. He's staying a Commander.
Oh, it's
And what are you trading? What are you giving up for him?
Brees Hall,
They
a
don't.
third rounder.
They don't need a running back, Dan.
They
trying to
might.
trade a running-
They might.
You're trying
No.
to trade Robinson.
They're
They're
trying to trade Robinson.
Brian Robinson because they like the other guys that are on the roster at the running back one. So they're not going to take Brees Hall.
Get Eckler here.
Give him Lazard.
I don't think
Lazard.
Brees goes anywhere. If I'm being honest with you, Brees is
I
going to.
know.
Well, Aaron Glenn specifically, literally said yesterday that does not mean we're trading Brees Hall. So if they do trade him, like the media is going to kill him though.
Aaron Glenn has that backbone. He could take it. I don't trust any head coach that says, "Oh yeah, we're not trading this guy." We're not like it's part of having that poker face. You know what I mean? So
I think he's gone by the deadline.
And not only
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
the head coach isn't the one that trades him. He goes, "Yeah, I didn't say I was trading him, but Muji didn't say that."
Right. Great point, Liam. Exactly right.
But I
Luka.
also think they work hand in hand.
Of course, that's what it
Luka.
should be. Yes, Johnny.
So by the deadline, you got to give me some context in that. If the season is going bad,
I'll tell you, if there's a contender out there that needs a running back, or perhaps a running back is hurt for that contending team, the Jets obviously have not given an extension to Breece Hall. They probably won't re-sign him, and the Jets all have like a losing record to the point where they're just not competing. So they just say, "Okay, Breece, we're not going to pay you in the offseason. We'd rather not lose you for nothing. You are going to be off to a contender at the deadline." That's my personal opinion.
Diana Rossini did say today that the Saints, the Chiefs, and another teams are calling around for running backs.
Look at that. Look at that porterhouse, baby.
Ooh,
Dan, how do you like your porterhouse?
You see this? These are ice picks. I'm using them as tongs. I got to flip.
hey Dan.
Yes, sir.
So as you're cooking, right? What gigahertz do you have on that tower as well? Like, what software are you running and hardware currently?
What do you mean?
It reminds me of my Dell tower that used to hook up to my computer. It was a funny joke, but not funny.
I like that.
I chuckled. So Johnny, how do you fight off all the girls?
Tell them how many kids I have, and then they're like, "Oh,
That was a
Yeah,
nice
man.
looking steak, though.
Yes, sir. No, dude, this is a game changer, man. Air frying steaks with the probe in there. Oh my gosh, dude. And Johnny boy, you know me, man. I'm from Argentina, man, and we do everything with wood, with everything has to be slow cooked. This thing right here in less than 25 minutes, perfect. Medium rare to rare, game changer. I'm good for like another 2 days. This is gonna be 37 hours. I'm great.
oh yeah."
But listen, fellas, I'm gonna let you guys go.
Yeah, go enjoy
I
that
wanted
steak,
to
man.
stop by. Liam, you're kicking ass as always, man. All right.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, enjoy your
I'm on.
trip.
Best
Stay
backup
safe.
ever.
Yes.
Peace, Dan.
Luca, Johnny, Ephraim, the very best.
Enjoy the steaks.
Let's go, Mets.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
man. Later.
Later.
Let's go, Mets.
Yeah.
Let's go trash. Let's call it what it is, Johnny.
Oh man, gosh, they pissed
So,
off.
Ephraim, do you need to address your brother Ephraim?
Nah,
He's been here quite often.
Ephraim.
no
All right.
comment, I guess.
Yeah.
But now he's gone. Good night.
So,
Good night, Ephraim.
So let me ask you guys, with the game coming right on this Friday tomorrow,
Big game.
what is some of the players that you're looking to really make a statement to get themselves on this team? Are there any groups of position that you're looking at, or is it more just individual players?
Defensive line, Leonard Taylor. I think he needs to have another good game to stick on the defensive line.
Okay.
I was gonna say armored defense says defensive line. I say wide receiver. You have a bunch of guys who are trying to fill out the back end. Quentin Skinner had a good game against the Giants. Brandon Smith, I think, could make another little bit of push. I think Gibson and what's his name? Malachi Corley, they're on their way out. I think they're both toast. And there's another Pritchett. I think he's going to have to show something in the punt return game, but I have him making the roster, honestly. So I think Corley and Gibson are as good as gone.
I'd like to see the quarterback position too, especially with Tyrod's injury.
For sure.
Who's going to step up? I like Adrian Martinez. I think that kid's
so.
got some potential. I don't want him like starting, like week 8 for us or something like that. But if he's got to come in for a fefew plays or whatever, maybe like finish a game, like I wouldn't hate it.
Ephraim?
Dawson Knox left the Bills. Oh, is this true?
Let me
That
look
new?
that up for you.
Afram,
Yes,
Afram.
who are you looking forward towards?
I kind of agree. I like that. I hope they give Corley a chance to see if he'll do anything. But if he doesn't see any action, I think he's toast as well. But I see more of a wide receivers, more special teams guys. I also like to see anybody in linebacker. I want to see what kind of backup guys they have for the linebacking core.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting too.
Because we don't talk anything about that. I mean,
no.
it's going to be Sherwood, Williams, and what is that? Yasmin or whatever his name is, the one they got from who used to be in the Commanders, was number 1 draft pick. He's the number 3
What position? I'm sorry.
linebacker.
Jamin Davis.
Yeah. So we haven't talked anything. We've never talked hardly about linebacker core. Yeah, you can't run with just 3 linebackers.
No,
That's true.
I keep saying it. There is one guy that I'd bring back. I know it's not a huge, sexy pick, but
Quan.
if he's out there, yeah, he has the experience. He did play with the Lions last year. And what is he going to cost? $2 million? It's
Like
like
a veterans
bring him in.
minimum. That's not going to cost anything.
Right, exactly. I think it's worth it.
Was Nandi already released? No way.
Not that I saw, but he's another one that's going to be a goner.
He didn't amount to much.
Yeah, he was
injured, right?
not that he was injured. He's trash.
Yeah.
He's not a good defensive lineman.
If he wasn't released, Jeremy, most likely he'll be a 53-man cut.
What's going on with
Sean Weaver was put on IR.
Yeah,
Ron P. What does anybody know what's going on with Dawson Knox? I'd bring him in a heartbeat.
He's not. I just Googled on
anything.
Twitter. Nothing came up.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I'm going to be intrigued by watching the tight end. Right, I want to see a little bit more of what that tight end room is going to look like. I think it's one of the more not real talked about position that I think is really going to help this offense this year. I really, really do believe that.
How many guys you keep?
I think they keep 3, and I think it is going to be Taylor, Smart, and I think it's Beck.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how they'll keep.
Do they say Beck is the fullback and only carry 3 running backs?
I think they'll carry 4 running backs, and they're going to keep him as a tight end 3 hybrid / fullback. I think we're going to carry a lot more on the defensive line than what we're talking about. I really do want to see the special teams to see who really is going to make the kicking squad itself, because one game it was the thicker kicker, and then the next one was Folk. So
I think Folk that's his job to lose.
And agreed.
Yeah.
Do they test out the legs? Because the biggest thing, right, with Folk is, can he kick from far? So if this offense, from what a lot of people are saying, that it's not going to be that good and we're going to get stuck on these plays, and then we're going to need a kicker that can kick from far to be able to be accurate and get us those wins. Because I don't know, so I'm intrigued by that in itself. How many games are won by 3 points or less?
Well, the punt.
Yeah, we know. Look at last year.
The punt has been really good in preseason.
Punter's been great.
Hey, Alex.
Hello.
I think this might be his Afterburners debut.
No, he was there last week.
Sunday.
That was either Sunday or Monday, but
Sunday.
Alex is wearing his.
What's going on? Are you in the sun?
No. Oh, Liam might not know. I moved to Tennessee.
No, yeah, I know that. We were
No.
just talking about like the road trip. Is that a light or is that?
That's my that light.
Liam, we know you don't appreciate light as much as everyone else, but
Right, yeah, and I'm the electrician out of the group too.
I know that's the strange part about it.
Yeah, You know, just because I work with it doesn't mean I use it. You know,
You're more of a candle guy.
that's right. Yeah, candlelit podcast. You know.
Hey, I've been calling an electrician in my time. I know how to turn things on.
Yeah. That's a good one,
I
Johnny.
got- Johnny, why you got kids?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we're waiting for the results. My wife hit me with the I think I might be pregnant again. I'm like, bro, I was about to like start to cry.
So do you
Well,
know
we
yet?
have that news tomorrow night on Jets Worldwide.
Wide.
We'll find out tomorrow. I'm
What do
hoping.
you have tomorrow?
We're actually having Shine. Shine's gonna come on.
Nice.
You know the game's gonna be on at like 7:00, so we're only gonna go on for about an hour. We're gonna talk a little bit about what are the things that we are wanting to see with this upcoming. I like the preseason. I like the third final game because it's the push for those guys that could potentially mean something for this team later on, especially with injuries and et cetera, et cetera. The defensive line is something that I am intrigued by. I really hope LT3 makes it. So I'm intrigued by that to see. I hope Clemens gets cut. I'm really hoping, but I don't think he's going to get cut.
Who are your backup defensive ends?
Clemens, McGregor, wasn't it? Watts.
Do you go out and sign a Clowney?
No.
He's going to look for a starting spot.
Stay with the guys. Stay with the guys that we have now. Remember, too, Quinnen hasn't been playing as well. So I think
you need defensive ends.
True. I mean,
especially with Jermaine coming off of his injury.
And for how Leonard Taylor, for how LT3 gets to the quarterback inside, maybe they're going to teach him to do it on the edge as well. Kind of helps out the guy that could be the Swiss Army knife on the defensive line between interior and edge.
Could you imagine? Oof. I don't know, man. I'm excited for game one to really see how Wilks is going to really have this defense running on all cylinders. I'm really excited to see what Tanner gave me enough of a sprinkle on the offense for me to kind of get really excited to see what the offense could potentially be. So I'm looking forward to it. It's the reason why I really think that the tight end conversation needs to be talked a lot more, because I think tight ends are going to be a big piece on this offense itself. I agreed with Afram because I've been saying it for the longest. I think that one of the individuals that's going to lead all running backs in receptions this year is going to be Breece Hall. That's my take on that. I think we're going to see something different from Breece this year. It's going to be both thunder and lightning all over again. So let's shock the world. I'm excited.
If our wide receiver room remains pretty thin, do you see a lot of 2 tight end sets, maybe 2 running back sets?
Dude, I could see something crazy where you see 3 running backs in the back with Justin Fields back there.
Doing the full house formation.
It'd be insane. Could you imagine that?
Beck, Allen, and Hall.
Oof.
Now, do you think Beck's going to get more reps over Isaiah Davis?
Because they play 2 different positions, yeah.
Well, yeah. You think he's going to get more reps over him though, or?
Yes, because he's gonna block. If Davis is in, he's gonna be a guy that you dump the ball off.
I'm kind of curious to see what Isaiah Davis's role is going to be this year. How much volume is he going to take up?
If he could do returns, that would have helped him get more snaps.
That's true. I wouldn't mind picking up Tommy DeVito.
Yeah,
I do. I don't want him. Dude,
he's not starting. Hopefully.
Tyrod's gonna be back, man. I think Tyrod's gonna be fine. From what I'm hearing out here and everything, because he's from around, he's gonna be straight. So. But I'll tell you this: if it's Martinez or Cook, we're in trouble, man. Dude, some of them throws that Martinez was throwing that were I was like, oh my god, it's about to get picked off. It's about to get picked off. It's about to get picked off. And I didn't know how it did it. So,
And there's not much on the free agency.
nope. Just pray and continue to keep praying that Justin Fields is good for the whole year. And our run is amazing. And we're winning close games because of either Dicker Kicker or Folk wins us these games. A win is a win, and I am happy with a win. That's all I want. Just keep winning.
Or
I
we
don't
come
care
out
how
crazy and start passing first and throw the whole defense in the total
Disarray.
disarray, basically.
Yeah, we don't
Expecting
know.
one.
That's the best part about it. Afrin, we keep talking about it. It's just there's such an unknown right now. with
Exactly.
the Jets. It's just people predicting what's going to happen or what they think is going to happen, or we
What
just
the
don't
coach
know.
has been saying,
Yeah. He hasn't been saying anything. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luca. I see you.
I was gonna say, I just want you guys I'm not saying like you're naive to this or anything like that, but I'm like, I think people have to realize, because I saw some of this on Twitter like about 2 days ago. This has to be realized among Jet fans that Fields has to make the easy passes for the run game to get going. I'm not going to compare him to Zach Wilson or anything like that, but we were always saying with Zach Wilson, he had the arm, he had the talent, he had the mobility, but the problem was he couldn't process a defense, and he could never beat them deep consistently, which allowed 8-man boxes and 9-man boxes. You don't want the same thing to happen with Justin Fields. And I saw people on Twitter saying, oh, well, Tom Brady took what the defenses gave him. Patrick Mahomes took what the defense gave him because they were able to be smart and manipulate the defenses into basically and just to dupe the defenses. That's what we hope with Justin Fields. It's not so much his raw ability to run or his arm. He's got a good arm. Accuracy could work on it a little bit. It's between the ears for Justin Fields to read the defense, because you bet I think the Steelers might stack the box a little bit with Justin Fields because they know what he's about. Remember, he was a Pittsburgh Steeler, so I think they'll try to play him tough and play our offense tough, because they know, I should say they know, maybe they do, that we're going to be more of a ground and pound team. We're going to go with like heavy personnel. So at the end of the day, if Justin Fields is making the easy throws, which we need to do, or which we need to happen, the run game will get going. If Justin Fields doesn't make the throws look easy, then we're going to have a hard time establishing the run. It's just I wanted to bring that up because I think people forgot the pattern with Zach Wilson. I'm not saying Justin Fields is worse than Zach Wilson. It's just a simple comparison between.
Did the
It's a really good
Steelers
point, Luca.
did the Steelers put 8 in the box against the Ravens in the playoffs?
But Lamar could throw the ball downfield after him. He can.
But who's he throwing to a lot? He's not very accurate down the field either, though. Let's be honest.
Better than Justin Fields, Zach Wilson.
Okay, but they did run.
Well, yeah,
they ran the shit on Pittsburgh and couldn't stop him, knowing that he was getting the ball most of the time.
For sure, but like there's going to be other defenses, and plus, like Lamar has. I mean, Mark Andrews kind of disappointed for some last year, but he's also got Zay Flowers. Yeah, playoffs, but like if Justin Fields has Rashad Bateman, if he has the capability to beat guys downfield, it's not going to be much of a problem. If he can't do it consistently and outsmart the defense, then that's going to be a problem.
Well, let's see what they do. We don't know if he's going to throw downfield.
It's true.
With the Giants game and the small sample size that we saw of Justin Fields, what was your take in regards to some of the throws that he did?
Is it the end of the world? No, but I think fans have a reason to be concerned based upon his resume and body of work from Pittsburgh and Chicago to have those concerns. Because once again,
that's what I'm saying. There's tape on him.
It's never been about, once again, his athletic ability or his ability to run or his ability to throw the ball deep. He has the arm strength. He has those traits, the raw traits. It's all about in between the ears. When he can get from the first read to the second read, can he read a defense? Can he read zone coverage? Can he read if a blitz is coming? Can he call out protections properly? Like, I'll say this for the record, right? Not an Aaron Rodgers guy. Didn't want to bring him back. The one thing that Aaron Rodgers can do is pick apart the defense and manipulate and even call out protections. Can Justin Fields do that? Who knows? And this is going to be interesting with the rookie staff because you're trying to recalibrate a quarterback. This isn't like a blank canvas, like, oh, you drafted a quarterback, he's your project. You're trying to recalibrate some of the stuff that, that didn't work for him, and you're trying to make an offense work for him, basically.
And with that being said, too, it's also like not like a proven, established, like Sean Payton's not fixing them. Andy Reid's not fixing them. I guess Tomlin tried to an extent, but this is going to be a coaching staff that's learning on the job. I think Aaron Glenn, out of all the first-time head coaches,
who has Tomlin developed as a quarterback, by the way? I want to know.
That's true.
Exactly.
Nobody.
He
inherited a quarterback that was developed.
Right. Yeah.
Who was their guy in Chicago that was developing Fields?
First year was Matt Nagy. He was fired. The second year was it was obviously under Eberflus. I forget the OC.
So a new defense every year, a new offense every year, right?
Essentially, yeah. So just set up to failure.
For his final 2 years.
But you can see the damage that does, for a guy's career.
Exactly.
We talk about what we had last year in the past 5 years, the kind of coaching we had.
Exactly.
We got a Hall of Famer as a quarterback. We couldn't do nothing. We won 5 games.
And Luca, I have to say, Chicago with the one read, he had to do that, or he was going to die, and he was not going to make it into the next year or the year after.
Well, listen, Johnny, I agree with the offensive line was trash for the Bears, and they lacked weapons for a point until obviously got DJ Moore. But that's a part of recalibrating. That's a part of confidence, putting confidence into the quarterback. And once again, Liam said it perfectly. This is not like a proven guy like a Dable or a Peyton or whoever. These are rookie guys that are going to be recalibrating a semi-veteran quarterback's mindset, whether to throw downfield, whether to, obviously read pressure better, all these different things. That's a part of the recalibration. Not that, the Bears thing was entirely his fault. He had his moments where he looked good. He had his moments where he didn't look so great, but also the coaching staff did not do him any favors, nor did the offensive line. But in portion, it's a reclamation project, whether you look at it his fault or it past coaching staff's faults.
Well, not only that, too, I think another thing that's going to make him really comfortable is the built-in connection with Garrett Wilson already.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that being said, do you think Garrett Wilson, because Garrett Wilson, first Jets player to have 3 consecutive first 3 years, 1,000-yard plus seasons, do you think his numbers are going to dip at all this year?
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Because he's going to be double teamed a lot.
That's
why I say yes. His numbers are going to dip.
He was being double teamed.
Not last. He had Devontae next to him, so the teams had to pick their poison. He has nothing next to him.
That's the problem.
And this team is going to be run heavy, so they're going to run the ball with 2, 3, 4 running backs on the roster.
Time will tell.
Arian Smith burn him for like 60 yards.
Time will tell.
Okay, Arian Smith catches a touchdown. That's a target that didn't go to Garrett.
It is Garrett's offense, though, to be fair. It is Garrett's offense.
He's the best player. But that means he's just going to be double teamed more. That's just going to be more of the focus of the defense. Until they can establish a ground game, until they can have a secondary receiver that could take pressure away from Garrett Wilson, which Garrett Wilson.
Smith or Taylor, the tight end room as a whole.
Right. If there is somebody who develops outside Garrett Wilson, hopefully that's Mason Taylor. Hopefully we have another wide receiver to do so.
Yeah.
It's going to open up everything else.
I mean, because look at what, like it or not, Justin Fields' last season in Chicago with DJ Moore, he had Cole Kmet.
Correct.
Right.
So that helped DJ Moore. That helped out Justin Fields to an extent.
And what Arian Smith being so fast, if you're double teaming Garrett and Arian Smith, if he can continue to catch and just blow right past guys, I think that's huge too.
It's like I keep saying, man.
Garrett Wilson isn't the fastest receiver in the world, but
it's just such
a really good route runner.
It's such an unknown right now, man. Because like even with your point, Luke, on what you were saying and on the recalibration piece of it, because of the rookie head coaches and all that. With Tanner, we don't know. I don't know. Like I really was not expecting, and I know this sounds stupid. I know it sounds maybe just one play, and maybe it's because I haven't seen something like this in such a long. But that tight end screen and the way it was shown to us, I was like, holy shit, like this is different. This is something that we did not see. Even the wide receiver screen that they tried to get to Garrett Wilson, but Tippmann, it was a bad snap, bobble. It's a timing thing. It got all, destroyed or whatever.
That's
But
like Johnny. That's like the definition of scheming guys open a little bit. You're getting a receiver in space. He's going to have blockers in front. That I'll listen. I'll agree with you there. That Frankie V of U Stadium pointed out on Twitter how great of a design that was. You got to give credit to Angstrom there.
and that's exactly what that's exactly what I mean. It's the scheme piece of it. Like this dude is scheming players open, and I'm like, when's the last time we saw that? I am one of maybe the only people that thought that LaFleur wasn't given a fair shot.
That's fair.
He was a
Because
scapegoat.
exactly. Other than insert quarterback. Hey Clancy, you already knows, man. Every other quarterback looked way better than Zach Wilson.
Joe Flacco, Josh Johnson, Mike White.
Even Josh Johnson. Like, it was crazy to me, So, again, I cannot wait for week one, be able to really see what they have. And it's a long season, man. Like, maybe for once, things are going to start changing and it's going to go the green and white way, and
I hope
I'm
so,
all-
man.
We won't know till week 1.
exactly.
It's the results, man. It's going to be the results. But what's funny is now I'm obviously the different state. The last, I'll point this as a point for like optimism, I guess. I lived in New York for obviously when I was born in New York, and I lived in New York for a second stint from about 2018 to 2025. The last time I lived in a state that wasn't New York was Pennsylvania. What happened when I lived in Pennsylvania and not a state that wasn't New York? Jets made the playoffs and they had their last winning record. So
So you got to keep moving for them to
Yeah.
I
basically
gotta stay out of
continue
New York.
this.
I got to stay out of New York. So
Right.
I wanted to throw that in for Johnny and the other optimist that being outside of New York
It's good.
was
It's good for everybody.
It's just a little piece of optimism.
Hell yeah. I'll take it.
I'm teasing you, Luca.
I know.
Hey, but guys, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go.
Yeah, I think we're just about ready to wrap it up.
Quick. So you know what time it is. Hey, Liam.
Well, I hope things go your way with this potential future child. Whether
Dude,
you're rooting for it or not.
I hope it's something to be like. She has.
Hey, listen, listen. Before you keep going with this future kid may come back and watch this eventually. You never know.
Hey, and if it
I'm
is,
tuning in tomorrow to Jets Worldwide. I want the breaking news on there.
A reveal.
Yeah.
The reveal.
If you do not see me on the show, you guys know that we got good news, and I'm crying in another corner because I'm probably gonna have to get like another job or something, dude. Because kids are expensive, man, and we pop tax.
How many do you have?
Yeah, listen.
I got 3.
Jets afterburners are always hiring.
Hey, I'm about to put them to work. I got my oldest. Tomorrow she made it to the second round of her middle school soccer tryouts. So
there you go.
Which is cool. So she was playing with they actually bumped her up to play with the 8th graders. So which was pretty cool. So she has the second round tomorrow, and then she finds out if she makes the team and everything. So, that's more what I'm.
Best of luck, man. We'll be rooting for her.
Hey, I appreciate you, Liam. Armand, you already know what time it is. Afram, the only man that could save the New York Jets is that guy. And to see Luca, baby.
Yes,
Bucky's is where it was.
Johnny, real quick before we get off, I have a small complaint. I know you weren't born in Virginia, but your state is way too long for me. Way too long.
You're
it's also
right.
for lovers.
It is for lovers. So, but I'm gonna
That's
have to
why
hit you
a
up. For,
possible new baby.
and now there's a potential kid on the way.
yeah,
Yes.
happens. So look, I come from a family of my dad was one of 9. I have 5 siblings. So I got big families, man. So
My mom is one of
All right,
12.
Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My father-in-law was one of
Johnny,
25.
Jets winning tomorrow night?
probably not, but I don't care. It's preseason.
Okay. Yeah.
It's about week 1, baby.
That's it,
That's
man.
what I want. Let's start the winning then. We
All right,
always
Johnny.
win the preseason, and
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Maybe this is a good thing for us. You know.
so
Inspired.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here too. Johnny, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Liam. And I don't
You're the
know
man, John.
what wrapping up is. So
Jets
Yeah,
worldwide,
clearly.
wide.
Yeah,
Tomorrow,
tune into the
new
Jets
time.
Worldwide.
6 o'clock. from
6
6
p.m.
Gotcha.
Yeah, from 6 to 7 because of the game.
Okay.
Perfect.
You guys
All
have
right,
a good
man.
night.
Have a good one.
You too, my friend. Be well.
All right, I think we're gonna get ready to wrap it up here. Anybody else have any final thoughts before we hop off the air?
No, just wait for September. What is it? 8th,
7.
Ninth?
September 7th.
7th.
No. All right. Well, Afram, Luca, thank you guys.
Of course.
It's been
Thank
real.
you.
But, all right, guys. I think we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I can't even talk right now. Yeah, last preseason game tomorrow. It's a big deciding factor. You're gonna be playing football. You're gonna be working at Walmart. There's no really in between. So
Hey, could be working for the Mets because they suck.
yeah.
Or
they-
the Yankees.
Yeah, get me anything to get me away from the Yankees. I haven't even watched recently, so
Roman Anthony just hit a 2-run bomb.
3-run bomb. A
Or was
3-run
it 3-run?
bomb.
I think it was a 2-run actually because Lau hit
Was it? Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Lau hit a double before that, but yet Mets and Yankees suck. Maybe the Jets have hope. Maybe.
On that note, have a good night, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards picking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the field, and it's caught by Santana Moss.